everyone, this is ICO Talk. My name is Yelena. Today my guest is Jan Keil, Business Development Advisor of REMME. Good afternoon, Jan. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, and hello everyone. Nice meeting you. Nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, so first of all, please tell us about REMME. What is it all about and how it works?
Okay, it's a pleasure for me, of course. No more passwords, no more break-ins. I guess this is the main message which I would like to transfer today. REMME comes up with a unique and unbreakable user authentication method to protect you and your data from cyber attacks. REMME is actually building a distributed public key infrastructure protocol with a set of dApps on top. Well, the most appealing one, as I said in the beginning, is passwordless authentication, removing password and pins out of our life. But moreover, we are actually removing friction, we are increasing customer experience, and we are delivering high value when it comes to security. Removing central servers, storing hundreds of thousands or even millions of user credentials is something that is no more needed with REMME. We are removing the weak protection, the password itself. We are actually removing, you can say so literally, the door from the wall, not just another password store. It means we are completely removing password and pins out of our life, at least for 80% of the use cases. And last but not least, if you allow me, we are actually also helping to minimize the human factor, about social engineering, about phishing. There is no more a password that actually can someone steal from you or you by mistake could give to someone.
Okay, great. And tell us please the story of the project from the very beginning. When did you start it? Who's got the idea of the project? Why this particular idea?
So the idea actually came up to our minds in 2015 by our founder and CEO, Alex Momot. Like in life, it's playing. He had an incident. Some password got stolen from himself. Fortunately, nothing bad happened, but this was the starting point. He was thinking there might be something else. And as you know, in 2015, blockchain was already alive for at least 6 years. So it was a logical step to go into it and think into it. And then over the time, he first came up by himself, and over time he, of course, created around himself a very reliable group of people that now are helping him and together creating this amazing project.
Okay. And whom is it made for mostly? So in what spheres can it be used?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. Thank you very much. And to be honest, there are a lot of use cases and there are a lot of areas where REMME can be of help. As I said, first of all, we have to get the basics right, and this means we have to change the way how today certificates and private keys are handled. Actually, when we are in the blockchain industry, we are handling private keys and public keys, and this not just started with the Bitcoin and with the blockchain technology. It actually started before, when certificates became introduced. So, having said this, having the standard developed, the protocol on top of it, we are able to develop a lot of interesting use cases, and the very first one is REMME Web Out. It's a white label authentication solution that enables passwordless user access to any kind of web resource. And on top, it's secured with a second factor that actually also runs without PIN. So not with like with Google Authenticator, which shows you another 6-digit number that you have to insert into a form and press "I'm not a robot." We're just showing you a message. Is it you that is opening mybanking.com? And you just press yes, and let's say so the magic will happen. Yeah. But that's also only the start. We actually have in our roadmap 6 other very important and very needed parts, which is followed by REMME Enterprise, the same what we can apply to web resources, we also can apply through the help of a complex access management solution to secure the access of corporate systems supporting Microsoft Active Directory or SCADA. Next one would be REMME IoT. We know IoT and devices which are connected to internet are coming more and more, and DAPs to protect device-to-device communication with a focus to the automotive sector and smart cities is the next that we want to solve. REMME SSL, you know about secure communication. You're using it daily when you access your bank, HTTPS. So we will create a possibility to obtain decentralized managed server certificates for secure browsing. REMME Mail, I'm not sure whether you are aware, actually when you send your emails, everyone in the middle supplying or delivering your emails from the point that you send to the one who is delivering, actually it's like a postcard. Everyone can read your email. So with the help of REMME Mail, we deliver a secure we deliver something to secure and encrypt your emails so that it's no longer possible that your important messages or digital communication can be read by someone in the middle. We have REMME Sign, very important. More and more we are working in the digital world. We have digital documents, and we need to make sure that you are the one who is signing the contract. I mean, now in the old way, you have a paper document, you sign it, you maybe go to a notarity and then get a stamp on it that it was really you. In the digital world, this is not working. So you need to have certificates that you can use to actually sign PDF documents, Word documents, any kind of documents, and making sure making sure, verifying who is the publisher and that the document was not altered. And last but not least, if you allow me, we come up with REMME SDK. SDK is a software development kit, and you can use our open source REMME SDK, which provides you access to our decentralized PKI protocol to then create your own apps.
Okay, great, I see. And now just please tell us a few words about the team of the project. How many of you are there in the team, and do you have already any successful blockchain projects before REMME?
Okay. So where can I start? I mean, we have a lot of very good people on our team, and that's very important. You need to have a good team to make something good happen. You can have the best idea in the world. If you don't have the best team in the world, the idea is senseless. You don't get the friction and the traction down on the road.
Sure.
So we have, of course, a core team. We have a wider team, and we have the community, and all of them I count to be a part of REMME. But let's start with the core team. I mentioned before Alexander Momot. He is the CEO of the company. We have Kate on board. She will be, or she is responsible, not she will be, she is already responsible, has sleepless nights at the moment, and not only at the moment, she's responsible for marketing. We have Roman on board, who is our CTO, me of course. So there are a lot of interesting people. To go a little bit deeper, Sasha was... I mean, all of us have more than 10 years of IT experience. I'm in this world, in this IT world, since 20 years. But more interesting, maybe, when it comes to blockchain and Bitcoin, Alex is working in this sphere since 2013. Together with Kate in 2014, they run BitX, a startup that allowed here in Ukraine people to pay for telecom and other everyday usage services to pay with Bitcoin. Alex is a board member of the Bitcoin Foundation, and since the last 3 years before he started with REMME, he was actually very much involved into Bitcoin mining. Okay. Kate has she of course is full-time in our project, but where she gained her experience, she is running since, or was running since 10 years, her own marketing company, concentrating more or less on the Western world with talented resources here from Ukraine. Roman from Odessa, very, very cool guy, and actually I'm a little bit how to say in English. Yeah, I'm not in Odessa. It's a very good work-life balance actually over there, and he is running since several years his own computer company, software company, developing software, sophisticated software for companies all over the world.
Okay,
I'm
I see.
personally, maybe not forget me. I'm personally in the Bitcoin blockchain area. I made my very first steps in it in early 2010. I installed also a miner on my laptop at that time. It was running overnight. Next morning I woke up and it was black and white. There was no real user interface, dots, stars, da 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 da, and there was no Bitcoin. So I deleted it and forgot about it for the next 5-6 years actually. Since 2000, end of 2015, I'm connected again to the blockchain technology. I was before running several startups as a business angel and as an advisor. I had well-established companies. One was developing and selling biometric access control systems, and the last company was doing outsourcing of software development projects for mostly German customers with talents from Ukraine.
Okay, okay. I see. So let's now proceed to your ICO.
Thank you.
First of all, what are your expectations from the pre-sale? And secondly, what is the hard cap and the soft cap of the main sale?
That's quite interesting. A company is evolving, and so we are also evolving. And we had a starting period where we was thinking to go through this in a different way. I'm very much sure that now we come up with the best model that fits to us and fits to our investors, fits to our community. We are starting with a pre-sale, which is already opened through a whitelist at the moment through tokensale.remme.io. The pre-sale itself will start 4th of December and will last until 25th of December, not of October, sorry. The soft cap for the pre-sale is approximately 500,000, 1,600 Ether. The hard cap is 3 million, approximately 10,000 Ether. And with the pre-sale, we would like to support a little bit more our current activities regarding to product development and regarding to implement our pilots and our first business customers. We then will also go, of course, into a public sale, which is planned for around February 2018, with an overall hard cap of $20 million US, including, of course, the pre-sale stage. We are.
And now, what for do you need this particular sum? So a few words about the roadmap.
Okay, so I mean, we obviously have an MVP. We have signed memorandums. We are running certain pilots at the moment, and we need to finish the product. So product development, getting it out to the market is one big important issue. Secondly, we need funding for the business development and marketing. Bitcoin, as for instance, managed it completely itself, more or less, to get to its success where it is today. Our business model is different, and this means even we are building a decentralized platforms with apps on top, and also still even we have open source code, we will need to market and sell our solution, and this costs money. Operations, to some extent, we need to bridge the first time to cover until the business model and the token economics starts paying off revenue, let's say so. And last but not least, we have another very important challenge that needs attention to become successful, and this is the legal side. I will not go into details, but legislation, regulations, and laws are for sure a risk to our young company, and not only to our young company, but to our ecosystem. And we will also need to pay for patents and its acquiring process. As I said, no matter that we develop open source software.
Okay, and tell us more about your tokens. What are the key benefits for your token holders?
Okay, I mean, obviously, when it comes to the token, in a nutshell, every service provider or every enterprise, everyone who wants to use REMME, the first dub was this passwordless authentication. If they want to use our dubs, if they want to become a part of our ecosystem, they need to have REMME to issue a certificate to become a part of this game. So you need to have REMME to issue a certificate for your user. So you can say REMME is a certificate, a ticket to passwordless web access, in a nutshell. REMME is an utility token, so it powers up all operations within the ecosystem, like the certificate generation, the authorization, the check whether the certificate is still valid. You need it for revoking and also for the second factor. And in general, it serves like a digital key, for getting access to REMME Core and its dApps. To sum it up, as an investor, you receive a real value, first of all, an utility value, if using the above mentioned REMME cases. And secondly, the possibility to participate via running your own node or master node and getting, how to say it, judicial correct with all the regulations to get loyalties, right?
Right, yeah, okay, I get it. And let's look just a little bit on the negative scenario. If you don't achieve the soft cap, what will happen with the projects? Will you return money to investors? And maybe you consider any other traditional sources of crowdfunding?
Very interesting question. Let me start with the first one. So there is no question at all. If the soft cap is not raised, the money gets back. There is no question. But if you ask about negative scenarios, to be honest, me personally and also most of our team members are optimists. So I'm personally not spending my energy to think about how can I reach a negative scenario. I'm sure and I believe in our story, and developing and implementing the software is one thing, but building a community and keeping track, establishing the business model that financially and on a long term pays off is the most challenging one. But we are ready to go until the last mile. We put something in place to protect our investors, to be honest. The idea here is connected to the old economy. Connect the old economy with the new economy. This is actually the message which I would like to spread. You know about Microsoft or Tesla, for instance. Tesla, the car producer. And by the way, Tesla is just an amazing case. What was it? If I remember correctly, they sold about 1.5 billion US dollar worth of pre-orders, what was it, for their new S-Type, right? Nearly overnight. And there was also no car ready when the investor signed the pre-order. So the answer is service or license agreements connected with a certain amount of tokens as a fuel for the platform. This said, it also clears up that if an arrangement, if an agreement is not fulfilled, service or product is not delivered, the customer or the investor has the right to receive their money back.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
So we are using the ICO model, the new model for fundraising, because we very much believe in it. Not because only of blockchain technology, but because of the way that, how to say, to Uberize this possibility. Before, only rich people were able to invest. Only rich people were able to make money out of their money. With the help of ICOs, we can spread it, and we can have the possibility to get as much as people on board as possible. And moreover, we have the possibility to correctly spread back the revenue to all those participants.
Yeah, and by the way, what do you think about the future of the ICO market in the world?
So I mean, if you're pointing out the valuation, the ups and downs of these things, and whether ICOs are scammy and fishy or not, let me start a little bit before. I'm not a trader, and predictions or forecasts doesn't really work in my opinion. As for me, you can't forecast like. I mean, this is especially true in terms of market and the economy, and so a reasonable definition of forecast is the following one. It pertains to a specific asset or asset class and the economic data series at a given price or level and a specific time, right? And it also must be disprovable. So making a statement that can't be proven or disproven is not a forecast. It's just a theoretical academic debate. Considering the following statement, stocks tend to go higher, or that recessions are cyclical. These are not forecasts because they leak specifics. The statement Bitcoin will hit 25,000 US dollars by the second quarter of 2018, on the other hand, has all the elements of a forecast, and it will either be proven right or wrong. So don't misunderstand me, please, but I'm not into that. I'm very bad at forecasting or prospecting of rates of growth. But yeah, sure, ICOs as an instrument for fundraising is great. And we will see massive improvements and maturity coming up over the next years and months and years. We will also see that ICOs will be used for normal fundraising of not directly blockchain-related projects. So an example is the film industry, the movie industry. There is a project out there, which I recently got to know, that will use the ICO to fundraise for their film production. The movie is the Bitcoin movie, a kind of comedy drama. A guy mined 10,000 Bitcoins back in 2009, 2010, lost his laptop, didn't care until now when the price is high, and the story starts. What this guy all is doing to get back his old computers. But I won't say any more. Let's be this in surprise. So the ICO market is quite tough. I mean, everyone is talking about it, and so I'm also unfortunately putting in my finger. There are a lot of scammy and fishy ICOs, people that just use the hype to make them money, and then actually don't really provide a result. Okay. Take my personal promise. I'm now in my 40th year. I'm happily married to an Ukrainian woman. I have 2 kids. I was an entrepreneur since my early start when I was 19. I had ups and downs in my life. The last downside was starting in 2008 with the financial crisis, and then I had hard time with my family and my mother, which was becoming ill very much. I was taking care about her for 24/7, and you can imagine that if you take care about a person and don't do business, the revenue goes down, and so it happened to me. Since 2015, I'm more or less stable again, and I'm now trying to, together, not me only, but the whole team, we are trying to get something really great on the world. And I only have one chance left. I mean, there are a lot of chances left, but I see here my chance. I was already into IT at the dot-com phase. I have seen how companies at that time raised money and was not thinking about a business model. They just raised money, spent the money, and then when the money was gone, they got bankrupt. Yeah. And this is something we don't want to reach, and we will not reach. We have a business model behind our behind our startup. We have already proven that our technology is working. We have actually one of the big 4 audit companies on board. I can't tell you now the name. The contracts are not finally signed, but we will have, I mean, what we are doing is we are actually documenting all our processes. We are documenting all our results. We are making it possible that the community, but on top of it, even the old economy, as I said, one of the top 4 audit companies will be on board. They will audit us. They will audit our services. They will audit our business model, and they will tell you that what these guys are doing is correct.
Okay, and this is fantastic. So just to sum it up, in 1 or 2 sentences and very, very brief, why shall I invest in REMME?
I mean, that speaks for itself. We have a top team, we have a top product, we are at the right time, at the right place, and the potential to get a big chunk from the market worth $8.8 billion in 2016, growing to $14.8 billion in 2021. Be a part of us, and let's make money together.
Okay, and thank you so much for this interview and for being with us today.
Thank you very much. Very kind of you, and I hope you liked it. I hope you got, and the community especially got some valuable information about our project. I hope I also could transfer a little bit more trust into what we are doing.
Sure you did, sure.
We need all of you, and we do something for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And I remind you that today my guest was Jan Keil, Business Development Advisor of REMME. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more interesting videos. Bye-bye.